Grown Women Real Talk show. My name is Yolanda Lewis, host of Grown Women Real Talk. And let me tell you, today's episode, well, you'll find out. We have two special guests with us to talk about this episode. And we have Rossano Kate and we have Wilnona Marie. Welcome.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to finally be
You
here.
betcha. Yes, yes. I'm so happy. Okay, ladies, so I know you've been wondering this question. What makes a woman sexy? Now, women, we spend a lot of time, hair, makeup, nails, all that, making sure everything matches. But women want to know what really makes them sexy from a man's perspective. So that's what we're going to talk about today. With that being said, are you guys ready? It's going to be fun.
I'm here. I'm glad to be here. Because I'm going to let them know.
Yes, yes, and
Yes.
that's exactly why we have you.
Right.
Typically, we have just female guests, but every now and then, I believe that there are things that women need to know from a man's voice.
Absolutely.
That matters.
Definitely.
So, with that being said,
Yes.
very first question is for you, Rossano.
Okay.
And that is, what is the first thing you notice about a woman? Let's say you're in a dating situation and you're out and about. What would make you attracted to a woman? First thing. Is it a smile, smell, all that good
Wow.
stuff? What is first thing?
Well, definitely I'm glad to be here to represent,
Yes.
not just for myself,
You
the
are.
men of the
You
world,
are
the
the
audience
man's voice.
members. But to answer your question,
Yes.
definitely a woman's smell, but her confidence level. And it's like, we talk about that it factor.
Right.
And I love the fact when a woman has that it and she doesn't know it.
Right.
You know, because it doesn't talk real loud. It
Right.
knows it, and it's not an air of arrogance.
Okay.
She's confident in what she says. She can hang on to your word because she's confident in who she is.
Right.
But she can decipher through the bull. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But she's definitely got to smell good.
Yeah.
You know, because nobody has time for, you know.
No, you can't be funky.
Exactly. No. And definitely, I love when a woman takes pride in how she looks, how to present herself. Because, see, a woman can be sexy in sweatpants as well as tight pants. You understand?
Right.
And there's even a level of class to that. You know, you
like
can be mundane and still be sexy,
Right.
or you can be edgy and sexy. And a lot of people, I realize, they don't know the difference.
Right.
It's
Women
not-
don't. Women don't.
They
They don't.
sometimes you feel like you need the hair and the nails and the eyelashes, but what happens when that stuff comes off?
Right.
You know what I mean? Do you have something to
Are
say?
you going to scare him?
Right. Are you a bobblehead? You know, when I wake up next to you in the morning, do I get a smile? You know, do you look pleasant in your suit? You know, you can't be waking up looking like Brunhilde.
Right.
Not to say that we like CoverGirl and MAC and all those other things.
Right.
But it's a blessing to know that a woman is confident in who she is. And if she serves God too, oh man, that's a plus.
Right.
You talking about ultra sexy now.
Right. Okay, so she's ultra sexy. Well, Nona, why do you think women spend so much time in putting together themselves? And I say this elusive because as you can see, I have makeup on, nails, the whole nine. But, I mean, when women go extra overboard, where it's like layers upon layers, and to where when you wash it off, you don't look like yourself. Why do you think women go through the effort of putting on?
Well, I believe first and foremost we go through the effort of putting on because that is what we've been told our whole life. Think about it. When you're sold a baby doll,
Right.
she normally comes with a little something you put on your lips.
Right.
You know, you can put her a little cute dress on. And is the dress ever knee length? I mean, is it ever knee length,
No,
ankle length,
that's
model?
interesting.
No, it's not. It's all up here and it's all down here. So when we're a child, we're learning that, oh, every curve must show. And then you can get the other little male doll to come with it. Sold
Right.
separately because first you got to dress that doll up and then
Right.
hopefully your parents can afford the other one.
Right.
So then you get that. And I think that's the greatest influence that we have. And then secondly, after you get older and you go out and you start dating and let's say you get hurt a few times and then you're like, what's wrong with me? And a lot of times we put on the makeup and we're like, we're beautiful, this is now our warrior paint. I think in that circumstance, it becomes more of a thing of empowering to have the makeup on. Granted, you do kind of overdo it sometimes with the empowerment,
Sure.
especially if your empowerment is only on the outside.
Right.
If you happen to fix the inside, then you're going to have this massive layer of makeup on, and then that empowerment on the inside needs to be fixed. So
Very interesting.
I think the best thing we could say is that if you have that issue with the empowerment thing, think about inside and outside.
Right. Now, do you think women can do you think, let me rephrase that, do you think women know that what is coming off is not empowerment? to a man? Because I think, correct me if I'm wrong,
Okay.
I've only been married for 2 years,
I'm ready.
so correct me if I'm wrong. Do you think that women are aware that of the scent or aura that they give off when they do have those internal issues? Because I'd imagine a man can see them, smell them, point them out from a mile away.
Right, the surface stuff. Yes, we see that.
Yes. So, do you think women are aware that that exists?
I'm not sure if you were going through a situation like that. I can speak from my own personal account that no, I was not aware that I was doing the empowerment thing. I mean, I guess it was a choice because I was like, do I want to deal with me right now? No, I don't want to deal with me right now. I can't tell you from a general perspective because I haven't like gone out and interviewed 1,001 people.
It's just your opinion.
But I can tell you from my perspective that the empowerment did become the outside thing. And it's funny because the more I became exterior, the more pressure there was, was to become better at being exterior. So you find yourself in the gym 6 hours instead of, you know, the regular 2 that would have been healthy. But you got to keep everything right and tight because your clothes are going to show everything that's right and tight. So yeah, I think after a while it does become desperate. In fact, I spent about a year just hanging out with like nothing but guys, and like by that time I was like, you know, footballs, cars, I've always been into all those things, so stock market, all that stuff. I just hung out with them, and then they eventually viewed you as one of the guys. And it was so funny because one of them walks up to me and he was like, you got that D on your forehead. I was like, what? He's like, you got that D. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, you desperate, boo. You desperate. And I was like, I'm going home, I'm gonna change that outfit. All right, we ain't never wearing that again.
Yes. Wow, I like that he told you that because to that same point.
And we don't get an opportunity without seeming derogatory or seeming superficial. Because there's some women that know that they're beautiful without the makeup, without the extra stuff. And those are the women that we really, I think as a man, because I can't speak for women, we should reach. Because you can be natural. You know, that's the new thing, which is so crazy. Because what do they have back in Africa? Fruits and berries. You know what I mean? Other than tribal, you know, customs. But I mean, and for all women, you know, there's women that feel like they don't need makeup to be beautiful. Are they less beautiful? You know, I remember my mom saying, you know, when she taught me, because she was a single parent, and she taught me growing up, she said, you know, a woman, makeup should be an enhancement. They shouldn't look like a clown when you see them. And some women don't know the difference, you know, when you got the big eyelashes and you look like Snuffleupagus, you know, or Wendy's, how you doing, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, but some people feel like they need that and they can hook it up, you know, to the nines. And then some people, they just say, well, that's the new trend, that's where I need to be. And that's sexy to them. You know?
Where do you think some of that pressure comes from? Well, actually, let me ask you, do you think some of the pressure for all of the put on, whether it's body or whether it's clothes, because there are some women who may feel like they're not that attractive in the face, so they'll overcompensate with the type of clothing, so everything is Gucci down to, you know, everything is Gucci, right? Or whatever your label is. So do you think some of that pressure comes from a man's desire or just natural nature to look? Because men, if they see something
see, she's funny, but I got something for that.
But men, if they see something attractive, if they're with you or not with you, it's innate for them to look, because men are visual. And women are visual too, but sometimes men are a little bit more visual, or I should say visual first. So if you're with your guy, let me set it up so we can dialogue. If you're with your guy and you're walking in the fair and a very attractive woman, whatever is attractive to him, she's coming the other direction, and he looks, is that pressure is for the other woman? Talk to me about that in terms of her security and feeling sexy.
Wow, that's deep. You want to take it?
I'm sure I'll start on it. I'm assuming a guy has to get down there and get that shovel out so we know what's actually going on. Because I actually want to know what's going on. Okay. So anyway, I think that if you discuss it beforehand, I remember when I was married for a little while, but I remember that one of the things that I said as a ground rule, because I didn't want to feel that pressure, was that like, if you see an attractive woman, go ahead, take a look. You know, don't go.
Because we have eyes.
Because I am going to do this.
And they still work.
Right. These were the ground rules. I'm smacking you if you do that. But so if I saw someone coming, I would be like, yeah, she good looking. And then, you know, we would look, he'd both look like, oh yeah, she good looking. All right, cool. And if I saw a good looking guy, believe that was in the rule, I am going to stop. I'm going to be like, I was laying on the beach one day, I'm like, oh my goodness. And he's like, what are you looking at? Something good looking. Just like he looked at that bikini walk by, I'm looking at something good looking. Right. So it was kind of fun to have that. And I kept that in future relationships. Granted, it has not worked out that great.
She's funny.
Because I believe, I'm going to be really mean right now. I'm really sorry.
That's okay. I can take it. Look.
I believe you guys have a double standard.
Okay, that's fair.
Because y'all can look. You're like, ooh. And we look, you're like, what's wrong with me?
Okay.
You're like, no, ain't nothing wrong with you. You look the same. Y'all look good. Y'all both look good.
Okay, so my turn.
Okay.
So that's funny that you say that, because I've talked to some women. I've got aunties, sisters, even my boys, and there's a new trend that I see happening where women are not dressing up for women anymore. They're competing with other women. So, you know, the $300 ounce of hair weave and the lashes, it's not for their dude or another dude to say, hey, you know, I'm the flyest thing on the block. It's for another woman to say, well, I can outdo her. Or I'm skinnier than her. Or my waistline or my booty is bigger than, you know, let me push it up. And I find that disappointing. Because we still looking. We still checking for you. Both. Right. We still checking for you. But it's not for us anymore. It's not even for yourself, I don't think.
Right. Well, the pressure, and I see what you're saying there. The pressure is not necessarily from. So what you're saying, let me ask you that. So what you're saying is the pressure is not necessarily from the man looking, but rather it's from women competing with other women. That's what you're saying.
They have totally removed us out of the equation.
Interesting.
And it's like if we happen to latch on and we see it as good, okay, which the double standard now, right? If we look at another woman, because I still have eyes. Now, I'm not a man to turn my head with because if I'm with you, if you my lady, you know, you better believe to me you the baddest thing on the block.
Right.
There's no Beyonce, there's nobody else out there, you know. Now, I think Janet can hold a candle to her, but you know what I'm saying, pregnant at all. But what I'm saying is that if I'm with you, I chose you for a reason. You know what I'm saying? We're here. That I can't go home with. Right. You know, I even hear some guys, oh, I go to the strip club and I don't need that. I don't need to be teased by that, because guess what? I can't go home with that. Right. I mean, I'm sure for a good price, for some people you can.
Sure.
But that's not what I want. I want the lady that I chose, and that chose me.
Right.
So whatever you're doing, that's extra. That's the icing on the cake for me, with the cherry on top.
I love it.
Can I come back on this?
Yes, sure.
Just a quick second. I think that the reason that women have removed men from the equation, the women that you know, because the women I know, all they do is talk about dudes. But anyway, so women you know that have removed them from the equation, I think it's because men have become like finicky about what they want. I'm not gonna lie, like when I was talking about the empowerment and stuff like that, great, I look great to some guys, which tended to be the guys I didn't want, but then I looked better to other guys with my natural full-on fro hawk and, you know, all the stuff, and I dress down and I have on like sweatshirt, and that's normally when I get hit on by the guys I want to talk to.
Wow.
So like to me, I'm always like, it's because of the finicky double standard that we've been like, all right, look, y'all can't make up your mind. You the X variable, get out.
And I feel in any age group, I feel like they don't understand what they want, because it's like, if you're not a thug, something's wrong with you. You know, but then I've had friends, you know, he don't love me if he don't beat me down. And I'm like, what? But you didn't want Joe Neckbone that had a good job and all his teeth. Right. You wanted Thug Life, you know, Pepe Le Pew,
right,
that didn't really want you, wanted to sleep on your couch, didn't want to work, wasn't motivated.
Right.
So it's like, do you really know or understand what you want? Because it's like the dude that has the Benz, that you don't know how he's getting his money or flipping it, and can buy you anything you want.
Right.
He's what you're going for,
right,
and you're spending all this money to attract him. But then the guy that's the mailman, you don't give him the time of day.
So what is exactly attractive to or sexy about a woman to a good man? We talked about the good guy versus the other guy. I'll call him other guy. What is sexy to that man, the good man, so that a woman could know what to do, if you will, or how to carry herself in order to attract him?
Definitely, good man right here. I can get that. That's my area. Wow. First of all, women are just, and I say this with integrity and sincerity, women are sexy just by their own right, God-given right.
Yes.
They don't have to do anything else special. All the other stuff, added bonus. Once again, cherry on the top of that sundae. What I find sexy is a woman who is motivated even when her day, let's say yesterday, had her unmotivated. She's like, I still got to go to work, you know, independent to a point where she's not looking for someone to rescue her, that's sexy.
Right.
Because now I can come in and be the man that you need.
Right.
Be that help me.
Right.
A woman who takes her day and she doesn't look at her past as her future. That's sexy. Because I understand that there's a lot of women that have been hurt, used, thrown away. They feel like damaged goods. Absolutely. And you know what? We're partly to blame. We're partly to blame as race. We're partly to blame as men, because sometimes the reason for the extra effort and the extra additives is because we've damaged them. Because we didn't know how to be a man. We weren't raised by men. A lot of our brothers, fathers, grandfathers were not there. Weren't able to teach us. So now they get a little boy and they're raising them, and it's a role reversal. So now when she knows, and when I say this, I'm going to use a word, know her place, not in a submissive way, but know her role in the world. Know that she needs help. That's sexy to me. A woman that's not feeling slain because she needs help, not feeling like it's a hindrance, but saying, I can't make it without you. Because you know what? We can't make it without you either.
So what you're saying is a man needs to hear that, and that in and of itself makes a woman sexy.
Absolutely.
So her communication, her purpose, knowing her purpose, and also knowing her being independent, or driven rather, because you use the word motivated. But driven. She's driven to take care of whatever she needs to take care of. One of the things you didn't say, and I'm going to ask you about, is support. Is it sexy for a woman to support her man as well? And how does she express that sexy nature and support?
Now, I'm glad you said that, because I was thinking as you asked the question. I like to think before I speak. Support goes in so many different directions.
It does.
And for most people, when they hear that, they think financial. But guess what? And my version of support is, let's say you've been trying to get me to take out the garbage. And I may not want to, or may feel like it's not priority at the time. But when you say, baby, can you take out that garbage? Or you look good taking out that. You know what I'm saying? That, you made me feel like the sexiest Negro on the face of the planet. Now when I take out that garbage, let me tell you, I'm going to be the best man taking out. But that's support, because you kind of managed up for me to do it. But I feel like you believe it. So now I'm going out into that world. And I'm like, I got the best thing since sliced bread. That's sexy. And all you did was ask me to take out the garbage.
I love it.
But she knows. Not a cunning way, not a manipulative way. But she says, if I support him. So now when I go to you and say, hey, baby, what do you think about this new business venture? Or I was thinking about X, Y, Z. I'm not afraid to approach you.
I love that you said that. I love that you said that. A woman being intentional about her ego stroke. Because for men, they do. They need that ego stroke. It's essential.
It's necessary.
It is. How hard do you think it is for women to provide that level of support or ego stroke?
I'm not going to lie to you. This is humorous. I'm not, because this entire thing right here, right? I'm sitting here and you're talking and I'm thinking to myself, oh my word, I just did a show about this. In fact, around the world, we put dating coaches together, women, and we asked them, hey, what do you think a man needs? And they all said that. They all said they need their ego stroke. They need to know that you're driven, you're ambitious, but you're not going to be like, I've got my house, I've got my car. I could have you, but I mean, you would be a cute little toy to put on a child. Nobody wants that. And I was looking at them like, you guys are insane. I mean, if I've got all of this stuff, then obviously, what do I need the toy for? Why do I need this man to put? But you actually, for the first time ever, have explained it so clear that I completely get it. This is why the ego stroke is not a tactic to get a phone number, because that's what I would use it for. But it's actually a huge part of in a relationship. And I like to say that the reason that it's been taken out of my life is the whole ego stroking thing in a relationship. Is because, as you said, there are people out there who are boys that have damaged people, and they have ripped the woman apart, and they only think they're able to get that.
It's a game for them.
The game. They're only able to get the golden person, with the gold teeth in the front kind of guy, right?
Unfortunate, All
right. So then, when they go out and they rebuild themselves, the first thing they do is they build a brick wall. And I mean, from the Free Little Pig story, we know ain't nothing touching that brick wall. So, like, if you will allow yourself to be, maybe a wood wall. Maybe you could bend a little bit, and then you could stroke the man's ego and all of that.
Or maybe no wall.